So I wonder if you guys have heard about this recent beef between these two podcasters. We have Crissle on the left of the Read, and we have Joe Budden of the Joe Budden podcast on the right. And of course, we have ASAP Rocky, and that's why they are apparently beefing with each other on social media. So if you are not familiar with the story, I'm going to kind of break it down as best as I can. Okay. So recently, been a couple of weeks or so, ASAP Rocky has been touring overseas in Europe, and one of his stops was in Sweden. Okay. Apparently, he had some kind of interaction or some kind of altercation with a fan who just got too close. This fan was annoying him. He was like kind of being aggy, bothering him and stuff like that. And ASAP Rocky reacted to the fan. Now, it's important to note that ASAP travels with security. So this is something that security technically should have been able to handle, could have handled, but ASAP reacted and I guess had some kind of scuffle with this fan. And now he is being detained in a Swedish jail. And because he is being detained, all of these celebrities, a lot of his celebrity friends, of course, have made all of us aware that he is over in a Swedish jail and they are trying to get him freed. I believe the U.S. Embassy has also gotten involved and a U.S. Congressman has also gotten involved, and they are basically trying to get him released. Now, just a few days ago, I believe it was said that the Swedish justice system, or whatever you want to call it, they denied his request to be released, for the case to be dismissed, and he's just going to sit there, I guess, for now. I don't know how long, but he's going to sit there for now. And so a lot of his celebrity friends, as I've just mentioned, have been, bringing attention to it with their hashtags free ASAP Rocky, free ASAP. A lot of different things, let's help sign this petition. Let's try to get him out. Let's do what we can to help him. All right. And a lot of them have taken to social media. Rihanna, I think yesterday or the day before, just also kind of lent her support to, free ASAP. Now, I believe him and Rihanna had some kind of dealings years ago. I believe he helped her on her album, but I also think that they had like a little fling together. So, she also spoke up and, everybody's saying free ASAP, free ASAP, free ASAP. Now, one thing that Americans need to know, and sometimes we just forget, is that when you are over in another country, you have to understand something. Just because United States, you can have a fight and, it doesn't turn into anything, doesn't mean that if you go to another country that their laws are exactly the same. They are not. Okay. So like I said, this man is being detained. I don't think it's one of those things that he should be detained for, but he is. And so it's also been stuff coming out saying that, where he's been detained, there's feces all over the place. He's being in inhumane conditions. He's eating one apple a day. He's sleeping on the floor. And a lot of people from Sweden was like, that's a lie. They took to social media like, our jails aren't even like that. They're not even set up like that. The jails over in Sweden look like college dorm rooms. Some of them look better than college dorm rooms. So all these reports saying that he's being treated inhumanely, he's barely eating, that's just not true. Matter of fact, I've seen reports saying that the jail food over in Sweden is better than 90% of the school lunches that they serve over here in the United States. All right. And there's also a documentary on Netflix saying that the Swedish jails do really look like college dorms. They're actually kind of nice, I guess, if there's a such thing as a nice jail. But anyway, so that is his current state. So he is over there, and that's what's happening to ASAP Rocky. Okay. So with all of this being said, Joe Budden took to his podcast the other day, and he had expressed his opinions about what's been going on. Okay. A lot of people have taken to social media to just kind of like whatever, it's above us, we don't really care. Oh, he's in jail. Oh, really? Oh, well, thoughts and prayers. And some people were even kind of mocking the whole idea of he's been in jail. And I'll get into why they've been doing that in a minute, because that's an important element to all of this. So again, Joe Budden took to his podcast to say, people shouldn't be mocking and making fun of that. It's no fun to be in jail, which I agree. I'm sure that's a difficult thing. Nobody wants to be in jail. But he also tried to call out another podcaster. He said, bum ass homegirl. He was calling out another podcaster, Crissle. He was calling her out. He was basically saying she was mocking the fact that ASAP Rocky is currently detained in a Swedish jail. Okay. And he was saying how, people need to have compassion and basically be forgiven for some of the things that they may have said or how they may have hurt other people in the past. We should be forgiving, and we shouldn't just be like, basking in the demise of another person. But like I said, the thing that kind of struck a nerve is when he called her a bum-ass homegirl. And even though he didn't name names, even though Rory was about to try to put it out there, he didn't name names, but a lot of people that know Crissle or follow Crissle knew exactly who he was talking about. Now, again, Crissle and Kid Fury, they have a podcast, The Read. Now, if you're not familiar with it, it's a very, very popular podcast. You can find it on SoundCloud. And they have become so popular, in fact, Crissle and Kid Fury, that they are now taking their podcasting or their show to TV. And so they've just landed a TV deal with Fuse. Okay. And so like I said, if you never listen to her, they just do like a lot of like current news, gossip, celebrity stuff, and they just give their take on it. I like her. I like Kid Fury. I think, when you see somebody like, I think Kid Fury right here, a lot of these people get their start on YouTube, and just to see their evolution and how successful they have become, because one thing I like about Crissle is she is absolutely unapologetically Black. Okay. And she speaks her mind. And so when Joe called her a bum ass homegirl, I knew it was just a matter of time that something was going to pop off. Now, this is why he called her a bum ass homegirl, because when ASAP Rocky got detained and locked up, based on ASAP Rocky and his past about how he feel about Black folks, Crissle took to social media to point out his words. This is an interview he did a while ago. Somebody asked him, do you ever feel like you're being forced to address these issues? He said, they're not forcing me to do S. I'm just going to stay Black and die. Why? Because I'm Black. So every time something happens because I'm Black, I got to stand up. What the F I am, Al Sharpton now? I'm ASAP Rocky. I did not sign up to be no political activist. I want to talk about my lean, my best friend dying, the girls that come in and out of my life, the jiggy fashion that I wear, my new inspirations in drugs. I don't want to talk about no effing Ferguson and S because I don't live over there. I live in effing Soho and Beverly Hills. I can't relate. I'm in the studio. I'm in these fashion studios. I'm in these bees drawers. I'm not doing anything outside of that. That's my life. So Crissle posted this, which is what got the reaction from Joe Budden. Okay. His reaction was a result of when Crissle posted ASAP Rocky's words out there to let people know why she don't give a damn that he locked up. It's above her. Okay. And it's above a lot of us, which I'm going to get into. But Joe Budden felt like she was kind of mocking his situation. All right, when she was just pointing out, well, this is how he feel about us. Remember, this is a man, ASAP Rocky is the same man who said that Black women shouldn't wear red lipstick. He's the same man who went after Black women unprovoked and just kind of dogged Black women out. All right. Tried to clean it up later, but he said, then we basically went on to say, but he said what he said. All right. So, he is problematic. ASAP Rocky has been problematic for a really long time. He has said a lot of anti-Black stuff. All right. Again, downgrade, just always going after Black women about their appearance. Okay. He's one of those preference dudes. Okay. And also what he said here, when the Mike Brown thing went down, this is what his response was. He don't live in Ferguson. He don't want to talk about Ferguson because he don't live there. He live in Beverly Hills and he can't relate to Black Lives Matter and what's going on with Black people because he don't live there. It's above him. That's basically what he was saying. He don't want to be bothered. He was all lives matter type of dude. All you got to do, if you don't believe me, look up this man's words. And I'm telling you, this is what happened. So again, Crissle and Joe Budden went after. She said, I know all about how Budden's B-ass is steam pressed over me and our show and ought to be glad I paved the way for him. Then And Joe Budden responded to her, your show died long ago and you're in a bunch of bad deals because your business acumen is in the trash, but I guess cook, sis. And then she said, I'm not talking about his goofy ass on my bigger, longer running, more money making coming to TV this fall show. He can get these tweets though. So they was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay. She was not backing down from Joe Budden because, you know, Joe Budden has a tendency. He likes to try to bully people at times. He try to seem like he's just this soft guy. And I've always liked I've liked Joe Budden and I have enjoyed their podcast, but I have to be honest, he is biased. He is extremely biased. And I have been noticing it for a while, how he goes. So a couple of people chimed in. They said that's why they have TV deals, fans globally, and sold out merchant shows. Meanwhile, I still laugh every time I hear Drake's verse and no shopping. That's somebody talking to Joe Budden. Joe Budden says, bad deals, good for them, LOL. Then somebody says, you know what died a long time ago? That baby you beat out of Esther Baxter, but go off, King. So somebody hit Joe below the belt, referring to, you know, he had a relationship with Esther Baxter a while ago, this model Esther Baxter, and it was alleged that he had beat her so bad that she miscarried as a result of that. Again, that's all alleged. I don't know exactly, but somebody definitely did bring that out. Joe really should have just shut up and ate his food and not said anything. But again, based on what Crissle said, by posting A$AP Rocky's exact words back out there, Joe Budden got in his feelings about it. But I should have expected that from Joe Budden because, be honest with you, when I look at it, I think to myself, this is the same man who was just praising Chris Brown's album like a couple of weeks back. He was just like, oh, it was just such a good album. It's so great, blah, 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 blah. Then when that whole controversy went down with the colorism, with people pointing out some of the lyrics in Chris Brown's album, and then Tokyo Vanity putting Chris Brown on blast, Joe had nothing to say. He didn't even touch the subject. He didn't say anything about the lyrics. He wasn't trying to approach it. He didn't say anything. And I was thinking, okay, like, so everything that happened with the controversy happened the week of the holidays, the 4th of July week. Joe Budden, his podcast dropped that Saturday. You think he said anything about Chris? No. So I really don't expect him to ever call certain artists out, especially certain male artists out on their stuff. I should say certain male artists, because he does like to call out certain female artists when he think that they're being crazy or they need to just like hang it up, cough, 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 Nicki. But, you know, he's good to call certain people out like Nicki, and he'll call out Kanye. He'll call out Kanye every day, all day. All right. And no matter how you feel about Kanye, he's quick to call out Kanye when he doesn't agree with him or he want to call him out for his bad behavior. But he never calls out these others. He doesn't call out Chris Brown when Chris Brown did what he did and said what he said. All right. He just wants us to pray for him. He wants us to pray for A$AP Rocky. He wants us to show some compassion for, again, a man who said he don't even give a damn about black people. He don't give a damn about black issues because he don't live where we live. He can't relate to our type of problems that everyday black people do because he's too rich to understand it. Okay. As if he was born rich. You know, he wasn't. But the fact that he feels so far removed from us tells you everything you need to know. So Crissle, like a lot of black women, is like, you know what? F him. Again, I don't think the man should be locked up for an altercation, a fight. I don't think he should. But again, folks got to remember, when you're not here in the United States, you got to remember when you are in another country, you ain't at home. And they do things differently. And you can go over there all day if you want to, and you want to be tough and you want to, you know, be big and bad when you had security right there with you that could have taken care of that situation. But no, he wanted to be a tough guy, and now he's stuck over there in some mess. And now everybody want to do the free A$AP. Well, I ain't signing no damn petition, and I don't care. Okay, I'm sorry. I am sorry, because do you think A$AP Rocky would sign a petition for your son if he was in a similar situation? Remember, he don't care. He can't relate. He about making money. He don't live where we live. He don't relate to black issues. All lives matter, remember? So I can't be bothered with his issues. And a lot of us women, a lot of us black women have never forgotten what he said about black women. Like I said, all these unprovoked attacks on black women by a lot of these guys. It's like, damn, what did she do to you? What did we do to you for you to just attack for no good reason? Like, no good reason. And it just kills me when I see a lot of these women still just supporting these guys that just don't give a damn about you. I look at all these people that want to tell us to sign petitions, and when it came to Chris Brown, they want us to support, you know, T.I. and all these other guys. But the minute something happened with black women, do you see them going out of their way to do anything for that? Do you see that? T.I. Luther King, he sat there and he tried to get involved in the whole Chris Brown situation last week. And I'm just thinking to myself, you know, wow, seriously? Seriously? Now you want to speak up for that kind of stuff? You want to say something about that kind of stuff? Just stop. Just stop. That just shows how disingenuous a lot of these men are. They won't call out their brother. They won't call out another man over some foolishness. But again, they'll be quick to call out Kanye because Kanye's an easy target. Because Kanye rock with Trump, he's an easy target to call out and say, hey, Kanye, you know, that kind of stuff. But they won't call out like a Chris Brown or A$AP Rocky about some of the stuff that they've said, a lot of stuff that they've done. Joe Budden is no different than that. Joe Budden will not call out certain artists. He just refuses to do so. He never does. He just wants us to be thoughts and prayers all the time. And Crissle was like, hell no. No more thoughts and no more prayers. Okay? If black women was to stop being activists today, the whole thing would just dry up. Black women are always on the first line of defense when it comes to these issues, and people are constantly disrespecting them. We're tired. We're tired. And so, no, we can't be bothered with A$AP Rocky right now. That is not our problem. We don't live where he lived. Go ask Kim Kardashian. She lives in probably like the same area code or zip code or something like that with you. Go ask Kim Kardashian for that help, because black women are tired. So I'm with Crissle. I'm with her. She is absolutely correct. And I'm glad she called him out. And I'm glad she got Joe Budden's ass together to let him know ain't nobody afraid of him. Okay. Like I said, I used to like Joe Budden, but sometimes lately he just been on one. So tell me what you guys think. What do you think about this whole situation with A$AP Rocky, Crissle, and Joe Budden? Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.